Greetings, dear viewers. I'm Quill and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo, where Reen is asking truly one of the great philosophical questions of all time. My goal is to finally make it through one damn episode of recording this series without yawning. I have eaten. I have had my tea. It is early in the morning. I got sleep. In theory, I should be in a good position, but I don't trust myself. Let's begin. Watson, sarcasm. I don't call her on the joke, if it is one. Right at that moment, Nomiya returns from his meeting. He waves to us a very melodramatic hello, mildly surprised to see me here along with his pet student. Walking with a boisterous gait to his desk, he drops his papers upon it. He picks up a handkerchief and cleans his glasses with incredibly meticulous care before walking over to us. Before he is within earshot of us, Reen says something to me in a quick, quiet voice. Change is the scariest thing in the world to me. Wow, okay, dropping a heavy one there, Reen. We are 2 minutes into this episode. And I seriously don't know if I want to change into a person who could do the thing the teacher wants me to do. I don't even know if I could, even if I wanted to. Hello again! Hello. What's going on? He smiles a bit sheepishly, looking at both of us with uninhibited interest. Nothing. We were just talking about that thing with your acquaintance in the gallery for Breen's works. Sort of. Oh! Any decisions? I look at Reen, who is trying to arrange the bothered expression on her face into something else. Anyway, I don't think I have much else to say, other than that you should go for it. I think I am going to tell Reen that it would be because it would be exciting. Don't you think it would be exciting? I'd be wild about something like this. So would I, but this is about things like your career and future rather than a youthful adventure, although there's nothing wrong with enjoying oneself. Nomiya gently reprimands my excitement, but I'm not going to let it go. Seriously, everyday life is so dull. You always do things the same things every day, in the same way. This would be something else. No, my boy. It's a big decision, and even though I'd like Tezuka to be more decisive as well, she needs time to mull it over. Why don't we let her decide? You have good intentions, but in the end it comes down to her own feelings. Any thoughts on the subject, Tezuka? Been quiet all afternoon. We both look at Reen, who doesn't return either of our gazes. No. I think I'm going. You are? What a shame. I promise you'll give me some kind of an answer in a week or so, all right? All right. Good girl. Reen stands up and trots out of the room without anyone saying anything further. Nomiya looks at me over his circular pink glasses, smiling sympathetically. You've made friends with her then, Nakai. Well, something like that, I guess. Depends on how you look at it. To be honest, I'm not really sure. It's more like me and Reen just tend to hang around each other irregularly, talking or not about something that more often resembles some twisted mockery of philosophy rather than normal everyday things that friends chat about. Well, that's all good, isn't it? You're a new student and we should be promoting integration into the student body and such. I can't remember all the buzzwords they spew at faculty and Yamaka Foundation meetings, but that's how it is. Tezuka isn't the most social person around these parts either. Yeah, that's definitely true. So she's talked about my suggestion to you. Oh, no, not really. I think it's been more me pressing her to decide something. Maybe I shouldn't have. No, I'm sure it's fine. I'm too soft with her, even when I shouldn't. I don't really know how to handle Tezuka. She's so independent and willful. I wonder if this is what every old geezer of an art teacher got his hands on a young and fiery prodigy felt like. Sir, please put away your tongue. He chuckles ironically to himself a little bit, turning to face Reen's latest work, which she left drawing on the easel. She departed so abruptly that I wonder if she considers it finally finished. So, let's see the painting, then. He leans in closer, peering at the canvas. It draws you in, doesn't it? Amiya stands back straight, his face a dreamy, nostalgic visage. I don't answer him, as he seems to be taking my agreement as a given. I sometimes stay here after hours just to look at Tezuka's paintings. She's really just prodigious, and at such a young age. I get shivers just thinking of what she could become with a few more years of refinement. You asked what makes an artist, remember? This is it. They take a piece of the world and reshape it in their own image. Metaphorically, of course. I think also literally. Looking at... No. That was the urge to yawn. And suppressed. Looking at her makes you wonder what the world looks like through her eyes. It's a wonderful thing to be young and full of passion, the most extraordinary time of your life. You would do well to remember that, Nakai. Yes, sir. It's so silly. People always ask artists, where do you get your ideas? As if ideas were something sold at the market for pocket change. You can't explain inspiration. For people like Tezuka, it's like breathing. It's an instinct. I've met one or two with the same kind of raw potential, but no amount of potential will amount to anything if one doesn't work to realize it. It's practice, technique, skill. Draw for an hour every day for a few years, and even the most hopeless case becomes a passable artist. Tezuka is not brilliant because she was born with a natural talent for this kind of thing. She's brilliant because she works harder than anyone, ever since she learned to hold a pen, most likely. And all of it with her feet, no less. Absolutely phenomenal. Silence finally lands in the clubroom as Namiya lets himself get drawn back into Reen's painting, gently murmuring acceptance toward the still wet canvas. What kind of things do you paint yourself? As if waking from a reverie, he looks at me, surprised at my talking to him. Oh, I don't. Not anymore. I became an art teacher only after my career in that field came to an end. Now I just pass on knowledge to the next generation. The way Yunomiya answers is curious, both giving and withholding information. I feel like asking more, but he cuts in before I get the chance. No, not gonna yawn. How? Why? Why does this game do this to me? Now you should run along, my boy. It's almost dinner time, isn't it? It's not boredom, it's just relaxation. Yes, sir. Have a good evening. You too! I quickly collect my stuff and step out into the deserted hallway, leaving the teacher alone with his musings. The weekend will be here soon. It's amazing how fast time flies here. I promised Enmi I'd join her for the celebration of her triumph at the track meet last week. That should be plenty of fun. Time skip, time skip, time skip, time skip, time skip, time skip. I wonder if Reen is actually supposed to be suffering from a spectrum disorder as well. Are you sure you want to go? She really could be. The weather that has been wonderful for all of June has finally taken a turn for the worse. The leaden clouds drooping over the town look worrisome, and the air feels heavy and still, just like before rain. The forecast says there's a 60% chance of rain this afternoon. Maybe this will mark the beginning of the rainy season. Of course I'm sure! I've been waiting for this all week! Emmy had planned a picnic at some nearby park, with snacks aplenty bought from the convenience store. But with the weather this gloomy, it seems risky. I asked some other people to come too, but they didn't want to go because of the weather. We have to prove them wrong. Wrong how? You know, like how it always rains and you think it won't, and when you think it will, it doesn't. We'll go no matter what, so it's a win-win situation. I've been going without sweets for weeks because of practice for the track meet, but now I can splurge on anything I want. Nothing is going to stop me now. I thought you were all about a healthy lifestyle and stuff. So, you understand so little. There's not a single girl on this planet who doesn't love sweets. I don't like sweets. She doesn't count. Anyway, is this clear? Completely. We go and eat our fill of sweets. Damn straight we will. I'm going to have to work it off later, but it's so worth it. Emmy seems to be extremely determined about this. She is positively exhilarated, brimming with energy as always, but something seems special today. It looks like she can hardly stop herself from jumping up and down on the spot. Come on! I grasped the wooden handle of the umbrella I brought and start to follow the two girls, who seem to have no qualms about leaving me behind if I keep daydreaming. My umbrella is really fancy, the old-fashioned kind with a curved handle and a metal spike at the end. It used to belong to my grandfather. It looks like an antique, but it's in really good shape, almost as good as new. It's really big, too. I remember how my grandfather, my grandmother, and I all fit neatly under it when a rainstorm caught us on an afternoon walk years ago, when I was around 9 or 10. My grandparents are both gone now, but I still have the umbrella to keep me dry when it rains. We walk along the road, leading down from the school towards the convenience store, the clouds casting their dark shadow down on us. The weather seems to be taking a turn for the worse, and I'm pretty sure I just felt a raindrop on my head. Didn't you guys think of taking umbrellas? It really looks like it'll rain. Reen looks at her limply hanging sleeves and shrugs her shoulders. I don't have one. Besides, a little rain won't kill us. She pushes her chest out, looking very confident about that. We aren't made of sugar. Emmy. You'd be charming if you didn't take my food. I thought that's exactly what girls are made of, especially considering what you're planning to gorge yourself on today. She just sticks out her tongue in reply. The walk down from the school to the local shopping district is not a long one, but it's not very short either. It's all downhill, so our steps roll easily, but time stretches out nevertheless. The distance is right there, in the gray area where you don't expect the trip to be quickly over with, but you aren't preparing for a long walk either. So, 15-20 minutes probably? Thus, the trip is slightly too long to stay comfortably quiet the whole time, though the girls don't seem to mind. Reen walks calmly ahead, seemingly lost in thought, kind of wary about starting a conversation since the last time didn't end very well for either of us. I haven't exchanged a single word with her since then. Emmy, on the other hand, is way too happy about just walking. She seems to literally jump a little on every step, or skip over cracks, or balance on the edge of the sidewalk. Every now and then she comments on something to which Reen replies in an automatic-sounding, nonsensical way that makes Emmy giggle a little. As we reach the bottom of the hill, the first raindrops begin to fall. I feel one hit the top of my head, then two more hit my nose in quick succession. It's not one or two rain clouds anymore. The entire sky has turned shadow gray, billowing rain clouds swirling right on top of us. Oh shoot! Guess we aren't going to have a picnic then. What now? Maybe we could have a rain picnic. A picnic in rain. No, we'd all just catch a cold, and I don't like getting me or my snacks wet. I kind of like it. Not the snacks part, though. Emmy considers our problematic situation for a moment while I open my umbrella and lift it up, trying to hold it so all three of us get covered. Hey, Hisa, have you been to the Shanghai yet? It's a cafe somewhere around here, right? I've heard of it. It's a nice place. Let's go there and wait out the rain. If it's just a really quick shower, we can still go for the picnic. And if it gets worse, we'll just order cake there instead. Neither Reen nor I have better ideas, so with Emmy taking the lead, we start walking briskly along a side street. The cafe is only a few blocks away, but even with the umbrella, we can't avoid getting slightly damp. The rain keeps coming down harder and harder. Raindrops leave tiny dots on the black asphalt road, which then combine into bigger patches like pointillist artwork being made in front of our eyes in mere seconds. It's pouring heavily, drumming on the hoods of the cars parked on the sides of the street and already flowing in little creeks along the sidewalks. The yellow light shining through the rainwater streaming down the windows looks very warm and inviting. I shake the excess water off the umbrella and head inside with them, following Emmy to a vacant table in the furthest corner of the small cafe. The place is almost full. Apparently other people had the same idea as Emmy, and now we're all stranded together here in this cozy little place. Varnished wooden pillars and paper screens mix with Parisian-style tables and chairs in discordant harmony, a contrast of old and new. Light jazz plays quietly in the background, though it's mostly drowned out by the murmur of the customers. There's only one waitress serving the full house, frantically gliding from one table to another and trying to keep up with everything. To my surprise, I think I recognize her. I watch her deliver a tray of teacups and pastries to another table taken by Yamaku students, then take an order from a middle-aged couple sitting across from us before finally turning to serve us. Yuko? Oh my. Now that she's close and facing me, I see that it really is her, the part-time librarian of Imaku in full waitress attire. It's a pretty cute outfit, and she has tied her hair up in buns to match. It's a completely different image from her mousy plain style at her other job. Yuko blinks a few times, looking confused, then remembers that she was about to say something. Welcome to the Shanghai. So you work here too? I thought you were a university student or something. Yeah, the two. It's a part-time job, as you can see. It's Sunday, so there aren't any lectures. Good thing, too, since today has been so busy I'm wishing for another pair of hands. Anyway, I'm in a bit of a rush, as you can see. What can I get you today? Emmy doesn't hesitate even for a second. Her eyes glitter like those of a kid in a candy store. Tea for everyone! And cake for me! Yuko tries to stay as formal and professional looking as possible, smiling cheerily at my ravenous companion. Yes. Today we have a choice of strawberry shortcake, raspberry layer cake, or lemon meringue pie. Strawberry! No, lemon! No, actually, I'll take both! She looks at me in challenge. I'll take just the pie. Nothing. Emmy makes a face at Reen as though she has bitten into a lemon. She's clearly unhappy with her for not joining in. Oh, come on, Reen. That's not polite at all. Nothing. Thank you. That's a fair exchange right there. No, you silly. I meant that you should order something too. I'll take a straw, then. My feet are all wet. Sorry? The drinking kind of straw. One, please. Yuko is obviously uncertain of what to think about this. She fiddles with her pen and stationery for a moment, looking like she's about to cry, before deciding that we've finished ordering. Thank you very much. She bows down a little too deeply and scampers to safety behind the counter. After that ordeal is over with, I have a chance to relax a bit and take a better look at the surroundings. Almost every table is occupied by people happy to be out of the rain, thankfully sipping their tea while waiting to dry off. Fragments of grumbling about the lousy weather or discussions over recent homework carry from nearby tables to my ears. Each one overlaps the other, but all are covered by the sound of falling rain. After a while, Yuko returns to our table, carrying a tray with a huge teapot, 3 cups, a slice of cake, and 2 slices of pie. She slaps the tray onto our tiny table with a clatter, almost sending the teapot toppling over into Reen's lap. We barely recover before she bows again and leaves, hurrying off to serve the other customers. Emmy has been eyeing her strawberry cake very hungrily all this time, but somehow she managed to contain herself until Yuko was out of sight. She digs in with gusto, while I content myself with pouring tea for everyone and placing the straw in Reen's cup. Rain looks at the way the tea swirls round and round in her white china cup, her eyes half closed, almost like she is being hypnotized. I pick up my fork and eye the food in front of me. The pie I got looks perfectly done. A thick layer of meringue atop creamy lemon custard. After having the first bite, I pause, savoring the combination of tangy citrus and smooth, sugary meringue. It's quite good, though a bit too sweet for me. It's very good. She's talking through a mouthful of cake, already halfway through her slice, even though it's not exactly small. I want to taste some of that. Before I get to respond, she strikes out at my delicious pie, takes a piece with her fork, and escapes with it. See? This woman is a menace to food. Specifically my food. I was right to abandon her route. This is pretty good too. What are you doing? You have a slice of your own. Yeah, but if I started on that before finishing the cake, it'd be rude, don't you think? No, I don't. Get your own food. Her insolence is outrageous, but the gentleman in me allows for no retaliation. The gentleman in me demands retribution. I glare angrily at her, and she replies by sticking out her tongue impishly. Emmy is even more hyper than usual today, but I don't mind. It's good for her to let off some steam. I take another sip of the tea in my cup. It's good and hot, even though I don't usually care much for tea, and the atmosphere in the cafe is very relaxing. I don't mind spending the rest of the afternoon here. Not even after Emmy orders her second piece of strawberry cake, and Rain spends most of the time staring fixedly at the rain streaming down from the heavens. Even Yuko rolls her eyes at the third piece of cake disappearing into Emmy's bottomless stomach just as quickly as the previous two. Despite the passing of time, it's still raining outside when we exit the Shanghai, though it seems to be letting up a little. Too bad it had to rain on your parade. Weren't we supposed to have a picnic? Emmy doesn't look too distraught over this turn of events. No, it's fine. We had a good time, didn't we? I feel really pumped up. It isn't even raining that hard anymore. I kind of want to hike back to school to get rid of this energy and work off some of that cake. She stretches her arms out and arches her back like a cat. After rolling her shoulders around twice, she smiles brightly. Yeah, I can't really run with these legs, though. Especially uphill. I wish I'd brought my other ones. This notion sounds odd, spoken so casually, but I guess for Emmy, changing legs is sort of like someone else changing shoes. Maybe if I walk really fast, that'll be kind of like running. I think I'll do that. I won't be able to keep up with that going uphill, though. I really am in bad shape. Plus, you'll get wet without an umbrella. It's hardly even a drizzle now. A few drops won't hurt. I think I'm gonna go to the track after I change my legs, too. Emmy skips away from the protection of my umbrella and goes on ahead at a brisk pace. Suddenly she seems to remember something and she stops and spins around. See you tomorrow! Come eat lunch with us on the roof. I'll bring enough for 3. Rena and I are left to watch her wave at us and skip off again. Soon, she disappears around a street corner. I'll never understand why Emmy is perpetually in such a hurry to get somewhere. So, would you like me to walk you back to school so that at least one of you won't get wet? If you are happy with it. It seems neither of us want to keep alive the strained atmosphere from the argument a few days ago in the art room, which makes me feel relieved. I don't want to bear grudges, and I'm happy that Reen feels the same way. Thus it is decided that we are content with each other's company for now, and we start walking in the same direction as Emmy, albeit at a considerably calmer pace. I get a bit closer to Reen. Even though the umbrella is already big enough to shelter us both, I can feel her nearby warmth, providing a contrast to the chill of this rainy weather. Raindrops hitting the umbrella make a distinctive sound, playing the staccato melody of rainfall for nobody in particular. I realize I haven't been outside in the rain in what feels like forever. I inhale, taking in the scent of rain, feeling the weather with all my senses. The world melts into a blur inside the rain. The colors of the sky have deepened from gray to dark blue, with hues of red added to the mix from the sunlight reflecting off the clouds. The low-hanging sky looks pretty, as if I could reach out my hand and touch it. Have I told you how much I like rain? It's like painting. It makes me feel connected. Almost echoing my thoughts, Reen lets out one of her own. It slips out of her mouth, circling around us gently. Everything looks so soft. Like the outlines of things just disappear. I like that. It's like the rain is hugging me. Her voice sounds different from usual. More gentle now, and soft. I wonder if it's only because of the rain, or because of the mood the rain brought upon the quiet artist girl. I feel that mood in myself, too, enhanced by her words. Yeah, I like rainy weather, too. It's nice every once in a while. I wonder what it is about the rain. Everything. A silence follows the statement, as it allows for no continuation. I decide to push the direction of the conversation a little. But if you like the feeling of being connected, what's the problem with showing your paintings to others? Don't you want to be connected to other people? It's not the same thing. You're comparing apples and squids. And with that remarkable turn of phrase, I think our episode has come to an end, where despite challenges in the first third, I finally managed to make it through without yawning. Victory has been achieved at last. And I will see you all on the next one.